Hi everyone, it's Sophie. Welcome back to my channel. Today you might have realised, or you might not, that this is a different kind of video than I usually do. But I actually thought it would be a good idea to go through some of the tips and tricks of building and just things that I get asked about quite a lot in the comments of my recent videos. So that's basically what this video is going to do. I'm going to go into detail about some of those things and hopefully it'll help you guys out. So I'll just pop into one of these houses so I can show you guys. Which one shall I do? This one? This one? This one? No, we'll pop in here and yeah, I'll talk through some of the things. I'm going to go through the show hidden objects thing, and we're going to go through raising objects and using move objects to place them. What else? Sizing them, bigger and smaller. And I've had a few questions about that, so I'm going to go through that. And there are a few other things, but I'll get into that in a minute. My voice is sounding a little bit rough today, so I apologise for that. But also there's a fan in the background, so if that's really annoying, I do apologise, but it's really warm in here where I'm filming, so I'm just going to have to put up with that a little bit. Okay, we're in this house. Say hello to my pretty sim, what's her name? Nina Jones. I'm not sure if I've uploaded her to the gallery or not. I don't know. I'll check that out after I film this. But let's hop into build mode. Some people have been asking recently whether I use reshade, and I haven't been using reshade. It's just the world that's really pretty, and I think the Strangerville world's just a lot more vibrant than the rest of the world. So when I'm building in it, it's still a little bit different. I do want to try out reshade. Let me know if you want me to do a video on that, and I'll do that if you want me to. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put on activate move objects, or testing cheat and move objects, and we'll go through the cheats and see what happens. And those of you who haven't used them before, to open up the cheat bar at the top, as you can see in the top screen, I just use the shift key, Ctrl and C. Is it Ctrl? I don't even know. I'm not a technical computery person. That's why I always called it, so it's probably not how you say it, but it's the corner key on the keyboard anyway. It's the one underneath shift. So we open that up and we're going to do move objects. So bb.moveObjects, and that should then activate the cheat, which it says here, and we'll just escape that for a little minute, and that basically means you can move objects and put them wherever you want. So basically you can see I'm putting it right in the center of this right now, and that's kind of a look, isn't it? But you can basically place them where you want. This is a problem if you want your Sims to be able to use things. So here I've placed them closer to the wall, the objects, as you can see. And that means that the Sims can still use these because they're not like too far into the wall. If it was like this, then the Sim probably wouldn't be able to use it, but at the moment they can, and the plant's close to it, but they can still use it. So if it was overlapping like this, they'd probably not be able to sit on the chair. I mean, there's some objects that still work even though you've got things overlapping, but some don't, so you just got to play around and see what works for you. Over here you can see that I've placed a towel on top of this object that doesn't have a snap point or anything, and it's just raised from the ground. So basically what I do in this circumstance is that you use the 9 key to raise and the 0 key to lower. So that's simple as is. So I use the 9 to raise, and you hold Alt down if you want to just place it anywhere you want, otherwise it would stack to the grid still like this. So you hold Alt down and you press 9 to raise, and then if you click your mouse button you can then place it wherever you want and rotate it completely however you would like. It's like your imagination is like boundless with that. So that's basically what I do a lot, and I get quite a few questions about that. So you can just raise whatever you want from the ground. If you want this and you want another one on top of it, just press the 9 key and raise it. I know there are some instances where you may have a shelf like this and you raise something up to it and it floats above it just a little bit, and in that case and you can't like raise the bookshelf because it's a bookshelf and it's not an arrangeable shelf, you can raise it but it still snaps to those slots, and that is probably the most annoying part. But I know there is a workaround this, and you can download this shelf if you don't mind using CC, and I don't tend to mind using CC at all, but I don't have it in my game at the moment because I just took everything out to film this video. When I'm just playing the game on my own then and not recording, I do tend to use some CC, and I'm thinking about doing videos using some CC, but I kind of like to link to everything I use, and it's sometimes hard to locate everything you've downloaded, but I'm working on that if you're interested in seeing some CC videos. But yeah, there's a shelf and it's bright red. You've probably seen other builders use it, and they can align it to wherever they would like on the wall or just anywhere, and the objects will snap to that shelf, and then you can use that to place the objects on whatever other object and make sure it aligns exactly how you like. So let's move on to sizing up and down objects. So this is probably one of my favourite things because it diversifies the catalogue, and you can use basically any object to make it into something else. So you can overlap things and make them larger and smaller. So I'm basically just going to search for this plant here. So you can see it's a different size to the one I have selected at the moment, and that's just because I pressed I'll have the key pop up on the screen so you can know exactly what it is without me trying to describe it. It's like the square bracket thing, and one makes them larger and one makes it smaller, and I tend to size things down to fit in things, or just so you can do more of a selection, if you will. So maybe I'd put a larger plant pot here, and it doesn't look as good as the smaller one because obviously the graphics are going to change a little bit, but you can create some really interesting things and stuff that looks just a little different and basically like a different object. And I tend to do that with these pots and things. So if you if you select one of these, which is in the sculptures area or whatever, you can basically create a new plant sort of thing. So basically got this selected and I just place it right in there, and that's just, you have to make sure it's not over them, but that's just something you can do with the move objects on. And at this point might want to raise it up or make it smaller. You can just play around and do what you want to do. Something I do tend to size down a lot are the lights. I don't think I did in this build, but more recently I have been sizing down lights because they take up a lot of space, and sometimes when you're on like the lowest wall setting, they can like dangle down a little too far and you just think it's a little too much. So you can size those down and they look just as bright and they fill a room just as bright as the larger versions, so that's handy. And also I have got a few questions about a couple of things in build mode that I have used, and first is the counters. I've seen a lot of questions about this, and I don't know whether it's just because people don't really who haven't really played around with settings and they're worried it's going to change something. That was basically me to begin with. But there's this this is mainly for like new builders, but there's this little option down here to do auto counters, and its default is to be on. So you just place counters and they connect, and it just automatically connects them like this, and that's fine. But if you want to do an island like this, you don't get all of the options. And same with the wall cabinets. This isn't just an option as is. So what I tend to do is select this auto counters off, and then when you click on the cabinet, you get this option. So you click on this and you click on the style create style, whatever it's called, the one where you choose the colour of the thing, it then brings up this option. As soon as your auto counters are off, it brings up this option, and there's a lot more to choose from. So in the end cabinet's just not quite as big as these ones. You can see as it's overlapping, there's a slightly larger the other version. So if you want to put that on the end so it doesn't intersect the wall, you can do that. There's also a cabinet that's blocked in for this side. There's the floating shelves, so you can put them wherever you want. And there's also a larger one that you can connect, and it goes all the way to the floor. It's the same style, it's just available in here, and you can do what you like. And that's also the case for these, the actual cabinets. There's also options here, and you can use these to create the islands and put them together. I'm not doing a great job at this right now because I'm recording at the same time. But yeah, you can basically create an island like that, and it just looks great compared to what you'd be able to come up with without that option. So just, if you've not checked that out, do click that and just have a play around. Oh, and I also forgot at the beginning of this video, but to do all of this and the move objects and everything, for it to work well, and for you to basically do this and rotate, you need to have the Sims 3 camera enabled, and it does take a little while to get used to when you've been playing with the Sims 4 camera. But if you go into game options, what do I do here? Sims 3 camera, here we are, game camera, can I even speak today? But the Sims 3 camera is here, and you have to have it selected, otherwise you can't do all of these things. There are some things you can do, but it's hard unless you've got the Sims 3 camera enabled and you've got a mouse connected. It definitely makes it easier with those things. So you just got to play around and try and work it out. But if you have been playing with the Sims 4 camera, it's hard to transition into the Sims 3 again. But if you've come from Sims 3 and you don't like the Sims 4 camera, you've probably been playing with it all this time. But that's how I'm moving the screen like this. I'm pressing the roller thing on the mouse. I don't even know what it's called. Again, the technical speak. But I'm pressing that, and it's just making it so I can rotate the lot and make it lower and higher. I'm trying not to make people go motion sickness with this, but basically you can turn it and raise it and lower it and do whatever you want with the camera. I apologise if that made you go a little bit woozy, me doing that, but yeah, you can do that and it works really well. Okay, so another cheat. So we open the cheat bar. You remember what we did? Shift, Ctrl C, and then we're going to do bb.show hidden objects, and that's basically the world object. It won't confirm that this one's been activated. We're going to leave the cheat bar open because there's another one that I want to show you guys. But if you go into the decorations, then you'll see that there's a lot of new things that have been unlocked. These are sometimes collectibles and postcards and things. There's also some photo pictures that you can use on the walls that are just very different than what we just have in the game basically. And then you also get plants. If you've got Strangerville, you're going to be able to find all the world plants that we don't, well, not all of them, but a lot of the world plants that you weren't able to use, you're going to be able to find these. It's such a great selection. It adds a lot to the catalogue in the game, so I would highly recommend activating that when you start building. And then there's one other cheat that I want to show you guys, and that's bb.ignore. This is a long one, so stay with me. Ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement, and then you press enter, and that should say that it is on if you've done it correctly. But that basically unlocks all of the career items if you want to do that. So obviously when you're just going to build mode, you don't need to do that, and you've got access to them all anyway. But if you're in a game with a family and you really don't want to mess around with playing certain careers to get certain objects, then you can just unlock them and use them however you like. So there's the chairs. You can just basically get all everything. Basically my favourite bookshelf, you can get that. And more recently I've got questions about the new laptop, and you can unlock that and use it in whatever build you like. And this is completely free with the new update, so I've seen that a few people were confused about that and they thought they had to pay for a pack. So for you guys, it's here, the laptop. You can use it however you like and place it wherever you want. I'm not going to place it there because I have seasons installed and things get damaged, so let's just pop them over there. A little bit random, but yes, I hope that really helped some of your questions and just explained a little bit. If this was incoherent and you didn't understand them, very sorry. But I tried to explain things a little more. It's hard to do that in the comments, so I thought I'd just make a little video showing you guys some of the tips and tricks. If you like this, let me know in the comments, and I'll make some more kind of tips and tricks videos. I can do some for building, maybe the roofing and things. I've got a lot of questions about roofing and how I do that, or floor plans. Maybe I'll do a little series. I'll leave all the cheats in the description below so you can check those out and you know exactly how to write them in your game. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Oh, before I go, I did forget to mention the money cheats, so I'll add those in the description below. But those are Ka-Ching and Motherload. Those are the two that I use all the time. There are a few more here at the top of the screen. You just write them into the cheat bar just like the others, and yeah, if you've not used those before, you can, and that just gives you like ultimate building opportunities with the family. If you just don't want that limit of having a certain amount of money, you can just add to it. Anyway, I really hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.